Should we start with a little something that we discussed last week? You were not here.
Oh, I
Craig.
heard it though.
You saw the Akeem Woods fiasco?
Yeah, I did.
Akeem Woods was the most frustrating guest in
Ever.
podcast history. It was very annoying. And one thing that Akeem Woods did was constantly inject race to the discussion for some reason.
You know the shirt he's wearing in this video, by the way?
What's that?
I'll tell you when it plays. It feeds into what you're saying right now.
Well, so for those of you that missed it, Akeem Woods was on Zac Amico's podcast. The name Mike Myers came up, and Akeem Woods, for some reason, turned it into a black versus white argument and was like, only white people know Mike Myers. You white people think that we have to know all your stuff. And Zach's just like, nah, it's just a little weird. You didn't know Austin Powers and you're in comedy. I don't know. You don't have to make it a racial issue, but
You ever seen Wayne's World?
Right, SNL, anything. Yeah, Shrek, for God's sake. But Zac Amico was very funny during the exchange, so we played it. And it went semi-viral. And Akeem Woods, certainly for Akeem Woods, it was probably the most attention he's ever gotten. Probably had a lot of people in his comments and everything, and he felt the need to address it in this Instagram video last week.
Oh, yeah, what happened? I was asked last minute.
He's wearing a slap your local racist shirt. He's standing with his.
All right, Craig, get over here. Pucker up.
Zach's podcast. And by last minute, I mean, it's a podcast that takes in the morning. They hit me up maybe an hour before. I was asleep, to be honest.
I like how he says that. Like, had I known, I would have done my Mike Myers research and been up to date.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would, as I do every morning, I Google an SNL cast member. And today, wouldn't you know it, alphabetically we got to M. But I didn't have time to do my research. I hate that excuse. See, like, the idea of, I just woke up. Like, if the podcast was at 4 p.m, I would have been tap dancing and juggling, and I would have put on a real performance. But it was at noon. It was too early for me.
Akeem Wahlberg, had I known, the podcast wouldn't have gone down like that.
That's right. Well, Akeem does wake up and he does suicides and wind sprints and all sorts of things at 4 a.m. He hashtags U.S. Marine Corps every morning when he does his workouts. So he is very similar to Wahlberg.
The podcast, I've done a few of Zach's podcasts before. Never had any problems. They've always been cool. It was chill. I get there.
They've never quizzed me. Last time it was Dana Carvey, and that's right in my wheelhouse. So I wasn't expecting this.
If y'all know me, I'm not a pop culture.
You would have known everything about Dana Carvey, every little thing.
I just wish they asked me about the Master of Disguise.
Or also Wayne's World.
I know the other guy from Wayne's World.
Yeah, everyone knows Garth.
When I see, I don't really know what Austin Powers is, but I see clips of it and I think, why is this guy stealing Dana's Lauren impression? It's very annoying.
And that's in general. White pop culture, black pop culture in general. I'm not a pop culture person. I don't do pop culture really. I don't know math either. That was a callback.
We know.
All right. There he is. Someone slap Craig, as the shirt says. I don't. It was not bad. I don't do pop culture. It's just popular culture. So it's basically saying, like, I don't exist.
Right.
Like, I don't, my ears are closed when humans are talking around me.
On the podcast, they start bringing up all these famous white people by name, and I don't know any of them by name.
I gotta say, that's a mischaracterization. That's a mischaracterization of what Zach was doing. He did not have a portrait behind him and say, all right, here are the famous white people. Who can name them? It wasn't a Where's Waldo of famous whites that Zach is making this guy solve. It was a conversation. Mike Myers' name happened to come up.
If Zac Amico was talking about Liam Neeson, this guy's head would have exploded.
Who is that?
posts
That black bastard.
freaks out. He starts yelling and screaming. He posts that video. It goes viral. I thought it was funny the whole time. The host yelling. I wasn't offended. I'm like, cool. He knows how to get views. It is what it is. No ill will towards the host.
I got to defend Zach here. He is not a shock jock.
No.
He knows how to get views. He wasn't looking to do that. He bailed your ass out 15 times with, what's this? Who's that? What's going on here? So explain this to me. Zach was very polite over and over again, and then finally just snapped and yelled, he's Frasier! about Kelsey Grammer, which was very funny.
So funny.
Yes, but he goes, Zach knows how to get views, as if Zach was like sensationalizing this or something. It was just a natural, funny thing. He didn't do it to be shocking like Craig does.
But he was.
Right.
So, video goes viral, and immediately I start getting racist messages. And here's my thing. If you don't like me...
Show them.
All right, bring your messages up, Craig.
Let's
share your screen.
I bet he has no proof.
No, here's what I'll say. This does annoy me as like a fan of the Gas Digital crew, because I saw in the comments section people saying shit to try to be funny. Like they're just being funny. It's racist messages is a little ridiculous. Like they're trying to be funny, and some of them fail at it, and some of them actually are funny. The one thing I think when I see those comments is, you're giving him what he wants. You're giving him enough to twist this into a racist. You know what I mean?
I don't think he got enough to warrant this video. That's for sure.
I've been to Skankfest every year since the second one. They're nice people. These are not, these are not people that are showing up at his house with pitchforks. They're trying to be funny, I'm sure, but.
As a guest, because you don't think I'm funny, you thought I was aloof, you didn't like my personality, you just don't like me. That's fine. I'm 100% for that. But when y'all start being, when you start being racist and homophobic, nah, I'm gonna call y'all out. Sorry.
What's his T-shirt say again, Craig?
A lot of y'all had with me.
Slap your local racist.
In no way, it's very clear to me, in no way did this guy inject race into the discussion. Remember the clip we played that I didn't see anyone else play was before all the Mike Myers stuff, where he goes, oh well, Diddy needs a jury of his peers. So,
oh my fucking god!
So you can't have Korean people on the jury.
Oh my god! I've never wanted to be part of a conversation more in my life in real time.
We got a comment that really made me laugh. Some guy said, does he think it's a jury of you appears? Like they all have to look exactly like Diddy, which I thought was
well, that's exactly what he thought.
Right. Like he's like, oh no, it has to be your peers. So Vietnamese people couldn't be on the jury. What are you talking about? It has to be all blacks.
Yeah, Karen Reed's jury is all middle-aged white ladies.
Right, exactly. People, and not all white people, but a lot of white people, you guys have this thing called main character syndrome.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
You're the main character in everyone else's story. You expect everyone to know about all of your stuff and everything
What
else.
Melodrama. You can't just say like, oh, it's funny I didn't know who Mike Myers was. Like, laugh at yourself. Who gives a shit? It's somewhat surprising that you don't know who Mike Myers is. I'm fine with it. I'm not mad at you. It's just funny.
He is gay too, right?
Yes, he is.
What a hand this guy was dealt. The rainbow slap your local racist shirt.
Secondary. To the point where someone even in the comments was like, well, why are you even commenting on this page if you don't know what Skankfest is? They'll comment on the page because they're fans of mine. Skankfest is not all-encompassing. It's
no. I gotta tell you something, Akeem. There's what, 6-7 billion people on the planet? Statistically, virtually no one knows about Skankfest. If you take everyone on the globe, basically nobody knows what Skankfest is, percentage-wise. The shocking thing is, you were in the house of Skankfest. You were in the Gas Digital Studios. You were talking to Zac Amico, who does a naked roast at Skankfest every year. Like, to do that show and not know what Skankfest is, it's a little surprising. And it's also fine if you, after the show, take in and say, oh, now I know what Skankfest is. But it was a little surprising is all. It's weird to go on this show and know nothing about it. Like, to go on a news show, like Zach basically covers, it's a morning zoo. Like, he covers, the goings on of the day or the week. And to be like, well, I'm not a pop culture guy. I don't know what Skankfest is. I don't know the names of any white people. So I went on to this show to what? Just grind it to a halt? Why did you go on?
This guy has fans that are going to be blowing up the Legion of Skanks pages and his page.
Evidently, yes. And it's a totally different group of people. No one knows him that's also a Legion of Skanks fan. It's a totally different group of people that have found him organically. No, it's a totally separate audience and a big one at that is destroying the Legion of Skanks page right now.
For the most part, do they have black people there? Of course. But it's white as hell. You're not all encompassing. That's like me getting on a podcast like, what? You don't know 85 South?
It isn't.
It's a black.
It isn't like that. But also, if I was on a podcast and I didn't know who 85 South was, I might say, hey, who's 85 South? And they would tell me. And they might be like, you don't know who that is, you fucking idiot? You came on this podcast, you don't know who it is? And I'd go, guys, you got me. Come on, fellas. Quit razzing me. You'd have a little fun with it. What I wouldn't then do is the next 6 bands they bring up. Who's that? What's that? Who's the lead singer of that? What do they sing? What do they do? What genre of music is it? Sometimes you got to let to watch that clip, like Akeem, to watch that back and not have a little fun with it. That's crazy that he doesn't realize he embarrassed himself. It wasn't us making something out of nothing. If
he lived into that could have been like his thing. Like, I'm stupid.
Of course.
when it comes to white stuff, like
it would have been fun. So if you want to keep using like the Skankfest thing, Brendan Sagalow went on Legion of Skanks and said his penis was 4 inches long. And now when he walks through Skankfest, people chant 4 as he roams the halls. because Brendan leaned into it and had fun. Like, his thing could be the guy that doesn't know any white people, apparently.
Wouldn't it be funny, though, if this guy, is just like, oh, yeah, did you see that new Adam Sandler movie? He's like, who? He's like, Happy Gilmore. Oh, Happy.
Right. Then it becomes a thing. Like, if he made it, like, ridiculous, then it's funny. Like, be a comedian about it. Make it funny.
Right.
Podcast. I don't expect y'all to know 85 South, but it is selling out arenas across the country. Nice. And we don't get mad we don't know our stuff, but y'all get livid when we don't know your stuff. And I know that because y'all...
How did it come to this? How did we get here? How did it become a racial divide? They just said, oh, that's odd. You don't know who Mike Myers is? Or Kelsey Grammer? Or Get Him to the Greek? Or Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Or Jason Segel? Or Jason Mewes? Or Jay and Silent Bob? Or what Skankfest is? Or who Gene Simmons is? Like, it was the depth of the well. It was the amount of things you kept saying, what? Who's that? What's that? What's going on here?
Huh? I don't know, but he is a guy, but he has lady emotions, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Craig. These are one of the nasty comments Akeem was talking about.
It had nothing to do with race.
It's just as fuck. Check the comments. It's all y'all are mad. I don't know y'all heroes. Y'all are mad. Like, to the point
heroes, relax.
I don't even really like Mike Myers that much. I'm not that big a Wayne's World guy, if I'm being honest. I like Austin Powers, but
yeah, every white guy has a framed photo of Mike Myers, like old Catholics with the Pope in their house.
I like the idea. Like, that's why we played the clip last week, and that's why people found it funny. Is because hey, you don't talk about Mike Myers like that.
You bite your tongue.
And by the way, the clip that went viral was about Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, because Zach
was like he's making it this thing of like, you're mad that I don't know your heroes. Like, no one's hero is Frasier.
No, good program.
It's a lovely sitcom, and he was the best character on Cheers, in my opinion. Rest in peace, Norm.
Generation. I'm like, girl, he's the voice of y'all generation. He don't mean shit to me. I do not know that nigga by his name. Now, when they showed me the picture, I'm like, oh, Austin Powers, good for him.
It is fun watching a gay black guy try to be hard.
You know what? The other thing that's weird about this though is like he's lying.
Yeah.
Like this isn't a big enough thing to lie about, but it tells you about him a little that he's lying about all this. He's like, they showed me a picture of Mike Myers, and I was like, oh, okay. That's not what happened. He said, who's Mike Myers? And they said, Austin Powers. And you go, oh, okay. It wasn't like it was fine. It wasn't a big deal. It was just funny that you didn't know who that was. And then it got really annoying when every conversation had to be stopped to put training wheels on for you and give you the background of every single person involved. It was funny.
It's like Mike Myers is just so next level famous. It's like, you know,
Craig, that is your whiteness, my friend.
Put it this way: if he was like, "You guys know who Bernie Mac is?" We'd be like, "Yes," and he's also not as famous as Mike Myers.
Right. I do a history of comedy podcast. If it came up one day, we were having a conversation, you mentioned like, "Oh, this is like when Bernie Mac did the I'm not scared of you motherfuckers thing," and I was like, "Who's that?"
So good.
And you're like, "Oh, it's on Def Jam." I'm like, "What's Def Jam?" Like that would be unusual for someone in comedy to have never heard of that.
So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna call a spade. If you don't like me because you don't like me, that's fine. But as soon as you bring race and sexuality into it, girl,
you did.
Girl,
you did. No one said. Craig, find me the clip when he goes, "Who's Mike Myers?" and Zach goes, "Classic black guy." You injected race into this, you jackass.
Typical.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. What's his shirt say again?
Slap your local racist in rainbow font.
Okay, all right, yeah, we all injected race into the conversation. How much longer is this Instagram video?
That was it.
Oh, okay, that was
it's over.
So, good for Zach, because Zach hosting a show on his own, I didn't know if he would ever get into this stuff. He seems very mild-mannered, non-confrontational. So I like that he's handled all this stuff so perfectly. Like when Akeem was on, he handled it perfectly, and then this is how he responded to it the other day on his show.
Hey, we can't help who follows us. And sometimes they're a little inflammatory when you have a guest who comes on and is really, really bad and makes everything about race. And then your comments blow up, and all of a sudden they make a video. Oh, you were racist. And it's like, hey, you invited the racial vampire into the house by making everything about race.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that my bats flew here first. That's unfortunate things to say.
He's Frasier. I've been saying that all
Who
weekend.
is Dracula? Dracula? Motherfucker be biting people? Why you biting? Why you got them 2 long teeth? Motherfucker, we wearing a cape?
Okay,
He's alive.
So sister's still in jail?
Yeah, so he's Dracula. Why he sleeping in a coffin? Why that man in a coffin?
Yeah,
it is that, and that's the point of what he did. It wasn't just who's Mike Myers. It was what's everything about him now. Like I have to ask a question, and we can't have a flow of conversation because that is what it was. It was not just who's Dracula. What's a coffin? What's a cape? Why does he have teeth?
Why does he hate garlic?
Can't be doing that.
It's too much blood to your face. You're gonna pass out.
What's he saying? Wait. Count Dracula. You want me to do math?
Count Dracula.
So I thought Zach handled it perfectly. So great job by Zach. Akeem, I don't know. He's not a pop culture guy, so I assume he doesn't talk about this stuff on his podcast. But he might be interesting to follow going forward, because if he goes on every podcast and just brings it to a fucking halt like that, it might be worth following. So we'll keep an eye on Akeem Woods in the future. It seems like he takes a joke really well, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that helps.
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Krager's did it.